The question is, how do you trust the flow? How do you trust the flow of energy? How do you trust the flow of just letting things be and trusting that they will be what they are meant to be? My name is Crystal Clear Mystic, Crystal Hoban, and I want to talk today about trusting the flow of your life, trusting the flow of energy, trusting the quantum field to bring in what is meant for us. It is not the easiest thing to do. And I also feel like it takes strength to build over time. So, from my experience, it's been about learning what do I need to do to keep myself present and on track. So, this is not about overdoing, right? When we're in this fear based response and we're overdoing or we're overly focused on what's not working out, we're working against that energy and against that flow. This is more so about learning how to move with the flow of life and let things be what they are meant to be while holding a frequency of knowing that this is going to happen for you, knowing that everything is working out for you, knowing that you attract and you bring in miracles into your life. And so, what I've learned is about learning how to have a routine, learning what routine kind of keeps me in a place where I am able to feel good. I'm able to stay present. I'm able to acknowledge my accomplishments and moments that day as things go. And also recognizing what are the things that pull me out of that energy. So when I am going into a fear-based thought process or hamster wheel is what I call it, how do I shift out of that, right? What works for me in regards to that? So when it comes to a routine, I think the most important thing is really to make sure that you have movement in your routine. So that could be walking outside. That could be exercising or going to an exercise class. That could be doing home exercising on YouTube, which is actually what I do. But having some type of routine to move out old energy so that you are kind of replacing that energy every day. So you're moving that energy through your system and you're replacing it every day. This could be walking, this could be yoga, it could be many different things. But movement is like the number one thing to also bring you back into your body so that you can be present and it helps you to regulate the nervous system so that you can also welcome in this thing. Okay? So I would say movement is the number one thing to have in a routine that is so important. The next thing in a routine is kind of like coming up with your one action that you're going to take daily to reach that goal, right? It doesn't have to be large, but one action that you are going to show up daily to build off of over time to show the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, divine, that you are ready to take this path, you're ready to move in that direction. Okay, so if you're writing a book, maybe it's writing one page a day. If you are trying to learn a new skill, maybe it's taking one class a day or doing something that is going to help you create that skill more concretely. If it is becoming a YouTuber, maybe you're putting a video out a day, right? Or social media, maybe you're creating a post a day, right? And you're showing up on a daily basis doing that thing. Now, when you are trying to go with the flow of life, whatever you're choosing to do, is something that brings enjoyment. Okay. It's something that you enjoy and it's something that you feel good about. And over time, that will build and you'll feel more inspiration about it. If what you are doing does not bring you joy or it feels annoying or like it's something that you don't want to do, then I would ask you to ask yourself, is that really you following the flow or is that you fighting flow? Because if you're not feeling good about what you're doing and you're feeling like it's really difficult to do it, like it's hard to start, I'll give you that. But once you start it and you're in it, if you're not feeling good about what you're doing at that point in time, then maybe you're not choosing the right thing to be following the flow and you're working against flow. That's something that takes time to kind of figure out and really taking to know yourself and know yourself on a really deep level. So, I would ask you to think about that a little bit. Now, we talked about movement, we talked about taking aligned action. We also have talked about, we have not talked about, we are going to talk about how to make sure that you're taking really good care of your body. So I'm talking eating. So you're eating really well. You are making sure that you're eating 3 times a day. You're eating whole foods, good foods, right? That is also going to open you up to the quantum field as well. Is that piece is taking care of your body and your vessel and yourself. Um, and so in a routine, the other thing I would add is like having a way, and this kind of collides with like what do you do to like get out of the fear response when you're there. So I would say having a way to visualize what you want for your life. So may that mean through meditation, may that be through you sit down and you just let yourself think about it and have gratitude for yourself where you're at and what you deserve, right? Like that would be another big part. Um is visualizing what it is that you want to bring in, what you feel like you want to form in front of you, and knowing that it's already yours. So, feeling how you would feel in that moment if all of that was happening right now, right? And I would say doing that 5 or 10 minutes a day, at least to begin with, and building on that over time. Gratitude is another big part of this. It's a little bit separate and it's having gratitude for what you have daily. So, it's kind of like as you move through your day, thinking about 5 things that you're grateful for so that at the end of the day, when you are listing those things off to yourself, you are able to remember throughout the day what you said. And it also will help you to look out for those things more, which is going to help you to raise your vibration. So, I would say those are kind of the things of a routine that are kind of important. And as I say to anybody, when you're starting a new routine, you start with one thing, you build off of it, you get really good at it, and then you add something else. You get really good at it, and then you add something else. Okay. The other piece of this is what do you do when you are in a fear response and reaction? And so I would say that if you're hamster wheeling, you're in that fear based place, what is it that you can do to calm yourself down? So maybe it's sitting and thinking about a time where you felt that way before and everything has worked out, and reminding yourself that all things have worked out up until this point, right? Maybe that's a way to do it. Maybe distraction is more helpful for you. So pulling yourself out of that and doing something else to kind of like have you think about something else or work on something else so that you can like kind of pull yourself out of that energy and put yourself into something else. One thing that I do a lot is I'll dance. I'll put on a silly song and I will just move my body like a crazy person. And that actually really helps to like shift me a little bit and move me out of that. The other thing that I personally do is meditation. And that is really helpful for me, guided meditations. And maybe I'm not pulled out of it until halfway through the meditation, but I do get there eventually. And then I can get up and do something different. So it's really about kind of like figuring out what it is for you that will pull you out of that space. And that's different for everybody. Some people it's going for a walk, some people it's going for a hike, some people it's listening to music, some people it's journaling and writing, right? So it's kind of being able to figure out that thing for yourself. But I hope this was helpful. And if you need help with these kinds of things, I offer empowerment embodied coaching. And you can find that in my link in the bio, crystalclearmystic.com. And I also have courses that can help you to regulate your nervous system, to clear your chakras on my Inner Eclipse community, collective community. So innereclipsecollective.com. Like and follow and subscribe for more.